Hello guys, welcome back to Filmy Fool. Another week, another Friday, and another new release. This week I caught Chhaava in the theaters.
दक्कन का सिवा मराठों का छत्रपति इस दुनिया से रुखसत हो चुका है.
We are not getting too many good options in the theaters these days, and unfortunately, Chhaava does not give us the respite that we wanted so badly. Chhaava is directed by Laxman Utekar, directed Hatke Zara Bachke in the past with Vicky Kaushal. He likes working with Kriti Sanan as well. He's done Luka Chupi as I think his directorial debut, if I'm not wrong, with Kartik Aaryan. He did go on to direct Mimi, that won Kriti the national award. Coming down to Chhaava, it does improve the graph, but it still does not make the cut of being a good film. And I'm going to talk about why.
मराठों की जमीन पर भी मुगलों का राज होगा.
But before we get down to that, let's talk about the film overall. Chhaava is a film that is based on the life of Sambhaji, son of Chhatrapati Sambhaji, and it's based on a book written by Shivaji Savant, also called Chhaava. This is an adaptation of that novel, and I'm not sure how good of an adaptation it is. Going by what I've seen in the theaters, I really feel that there have been lots of leaps taken in the name of artistic liberty. It may be the same sequence of events, but in terms of how unnatural or over the top they seem, I really don't think that they happened the way they have been depicted. I get that it's Hindi cinema, I get that it's made for the big screen, made for the masses, so I'm going to cut some slack here for sure. Chhaava stars Vicky Kaushal as Sambhaji, the son of Chhatrapati Sambhaji. He takes over the mantle of Chhatrapati after the demise of Chhatrapati Sambhaji. Apart from Vicky Kaushal, there is a stellar support cast here. You have Ashutosh Rana, Vineet Kumar Singh, Akshay Khanna, Daina Penty, Rashmika Mandana. All in all, the support cast is very good and very strong. Vicky Kaushal, undoubtedly, it was clear in the trailer itself what kind of a performance has Vicky delivered, and he's usually really good with character-driven roles. And once again, he puts in such a heartfelt performance here. It does remind you of the range that this man possesses. I don't think I'm really happy with the tone of the character as much, but that's less of a qualm with Vicky Kaushal. It's more of a problem that I have with the tone of the overall film that Laxman Utekar has decided to take. To be one with that tone, Vicky has gone a couple of notches above the sweet spot of what you like to see on screen. I don't want to go to the extent of saying hamming, but just being loud and over the top. Vicky, I think even if he tries, he can't really ham. Apart from Vicky, couple of other notable mentions here. Vineet Kumar Singh, it is such a delight to see him in a role like this. He is one of the finest actors that we have. Yes, if you do not know who he is, he's got an ounce of fame from a film called Mukkabaz. He was also in Gangs of Wasseypur. I recently saw a podcast of his where he was talking about the fact that he has no problem in struggle. And then he goes on to say कि यार पर पता तो चले ये struggle खत्म कब होगा. He's got a few good roles, he's got noticed, and even then he's not got good roles to play after that. Ashutosh Rana again is fabulous, very small role, but he does lift the screen up so many notches just by his presence. He has this calming influence in this role. It is so brilliant to watch him, and his quality in this character is such that he feels like a warm hug. I'm not kidding. When you watch him talking to Vicky Kaushal as Sambhaji, he feels like a warm hug. That conversation has warmth in it. That is the beauty of Ashutosh Rana and Vicky Kaushal. That's the kind of chemistry they share. It was beautiful to watch that. Last thing that I want to mention in terms of the performances, Akshay Khanna. Just what he has performed is unbelievable, unexpected. I know he's good. I know he's done very good performances, but he has always been an actor who performs within his limitations. He's never really somebody who goes all out. Here, he changes his body language, he changes his style and delivery. Not too much, but still manipulates his style and delivery to match Aurangzeb. Akshay Khanna plays Aurangzeb, and he is fabulous on screen. Another highlight here, along with Akshay Khanna's performance that cannot be missed, is the hair and makeup. Fabulous job. One of the best hair and makeups that I've seen in Hindi cinema. This does lift the character so many levels, and it does not overpower the performance. That's the best part about this. It adds to it. So in spite of everything that Akshay Khanna has on him, the prosthetics to make him look weak and lean, the hair, the eyes, the dark circles under the eyes, and yet he's able to, just with his eyes, communicate so much ferociousness. I mean, he's supposed to be this man with no empathy, Aurangzeb, and he looks the part. Absolutely in every scene, in every frame, his walk, his demeanor, his entire vibe, the air around him, you can really feel that he is Aurangzeb. He's somebody who does not care for anybody else but him, does not care for anything else but the thrill of ruling this country. So excellent performances, and those are the biggest highlights of Chhaava, apart from, yes, hair and makeup that I spoke of for Akshay Khanna, and adding to that the set design as well as art design and costume design. Technically, this film is really nice. They make you believe in what is happening on screen. That is unfortunately the last of good things in this film. One of the things that was not so great but not so bad either was A.R. Rahman's score as well as the music. There wasn't too much to do in terms of music, a couple of songs. The background score, however, does move it forward more, and you do feel its presence on a couple of occasions, but it's not really something to write home about. It added to the film, but not as much as A.R. Rahman's caliber or the film's potential. It's all downhill from here, guys. Coming down to the writing, the screenplay is weird and the editing is patchy. There are complete sequences which don't really add to the narrative, and some sequences which are missing, which is bizarre. Time span that has gone by between two interactions with Divya Datta, it is unbelievable how the filmmakers trust that we'll be okay with not having a handle on what timeline is going on. I was unable to track the time span that had gone in. The fact that Vicky Kaushal's stepbrother has grown so much, that he's gone from a 5-year-old to a 14-year-old, and there's nothing on screen that tells you that, because there's no aging on Vicky Kaushal, there is no aging on Rashmika or anybody else, and suddenly you see this boy who was a 5-year-old is now a 12-14-year-old, which was hilarious to watch. There were other instances where it just felt like a bunch of instances put together. If you wanted to tell details about his story, some war strategy would have been nice, while there were 4 or 5 different action sequences that were shown to showcase how Vicky Kaushal was able to take his forces and go up against Aurangzeb, but they were just 5 action sequences put together, or 4 of them put together. One hidden on trees, one hidden in the fields, the other in water, and I'm not even getting into the logic right now. Make it coherent, make it immersive. In this film, the writing just is not. Especially the second half is slightly woeful, if I can go ahead and call it that. Sambhaji, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj, was unrelenting in his pursuit for Swaraj and had the ability to withstand pain like no one else in this world. I even buy that. But nobody in this world has sheer strength to push 1,000 people back. If you're making a Gadar, if you're making an RRR, or anything of that nature, which is completely fictional, and you are taking that liberty because you set up that world like that, then you take those liberties and there is no problem. And it does not feel out of place beyond a point. But this is the real life we are talking about, right? This is based on somebody's life. And then for you to want me to believe that somebody had the strength to push back 1,000, 1,500 people, fight 2,000 people, one man fighting them. I get that we want to show that he was brilliant and he was ferocious and people were scared of him. Even though they outnumbered him, they were still scared of him. There are better ways to show that. And you could have shortened the entire sequence to say that yes, he did fight 1,000 people, but he didn't last very long. Here we've shown a 10-minute sequence of him fighting on and on with thousands of people. It became really ridiculous. My heart goes out to Vicky because he's just gone all in. With every scene, with every frame, he is all in Chhaava. I really feel bad that the film turned out the way it did. I know people are still gonna reasonably enjoy it. People are still gonna go down and watch it. So you can, but if you ask me, I wouldn't recommend it. I do not think it's really worthy, unless you are somebody who would want to enjoy just the performances. Then absolutely go and watch Vicky Kaushal, go and watch Ashutosh Rana, Vineet Kumar Singh, and Akshay Khanna. All of these guys, brilliant. And the exchange between Vicky Kaushal and Akshay Khanna, Aurangzeb and Sambhaji, the difference in style and tonality, that interaction is beautiful. That is one of the highlights of this film, really, which I missed talking about earlier. You can definitely enjoy that bit. So all in all, Chhaava is an average film that has a bunch of action thrown in, but very little storytelling beyond that. It is mostly linear in its storytelling, and it is a shame to watch it for the performances. They are brilliant, but I would not recommend big screen viewing unless you are a fan of action film, period action at that. Keep watching Filmy Fool, guys. Let me know what you thought of Chhaava. If you've watched it, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. This is me signing off. Like, share, subscribe, guys. Watch out for the next one.